seen anything.
Even the camera crew except you.
Apparently not. And so we are in game 2 of the night for the Thunder. The top of the first, the Texas Sluggers went down without recording any base runners. And so we come to the bottom of the first. Leadoff batter is number 33, Nathan Lindblade. That's a ball outside. And that's ball high. Count is 2-2. And Lindblade hits that one to shallow right center field, where it'll drop in for a base hit. And so the batter is number 5, Will Brown. Brown showed bunt before pulling back, and Lindblade took second. There's a ball low on Brown. 2-0 is the count. No outs in the bottom of the first. The Thunder once again in their gold uniforms, white pants, and the Sluggers in all white. There's a ball outside. 3-0 the count on Brown. Correction, 2-1 is the count. And Brown fouls that straight back, bringing the count even to 2-2. Still no outs. With leadoff batter Nathan Lindblade at second. Pickoff attempt is not in time. And Brown fouls that one straight back. And the pitcher for the Sluggers is number 15, A.J. Stella. And Brown hits that one to deep center field, where the center fielder settles underneath to make the catch. No opportunity for Lindblad to tag up, so he will remain at second. One out with Andrew Wood, the batter. And that's in there for a strike. Stella comes set and delivers. That is low. Ball one. Stella looks back the runner and delivers high. Ball two. 2-1 on Wood, the lone junior on the squad this year. And that is low, gets through the legs of the catcher, allowing Lindblad to take third. So 3-1, Wood looking to put the ball in play to get Lindblad home from third. And that is ball four high. So the Thunder have runners at the corners. Lindblad at third and Wood at first. And number 32, Thomas Van Zant, will come up with one out. Van Zant shows bunt. Does not offer. And Wood will take second. No throw from the catcher. And Van Zant hits a lazy fly ball over the third baseman's head, allowing Lindblad to score from third. And Wood scampers into third from second. So an RBI single for Thomas Van Zant, and the Thunder are up 1-0. And Johnson is the batter, shows bunt. Van Zant takes second. The throw from the catcher goes off of Van Zant's helmet into right center field. Van Zant will take third, and Wood comes in from third to home. And so just like that, the Thunder have a 2-0 lead. Number 7, Cam Sampson, will come in to run for Thomas Van Zant at third. Still one out. The batter is number 38, Josh Johnson. And the pitch, swing and a miss. One and one the count on Johnson with one out. And he fouls that one straight back. 1-2. And Johnson lifts that one to right field. Right fielder goes over, is not able to make the catch. And so Sampson will scamper in from third. And the throw is not in time to get Johnson at second base. So an RBI double for Josh Johnson will bring in the third run, as number 34 Thomas McKinney will step in. And he will swing and come up empty on the first pitch. Here's a pitch by Stella, and it's 0-2. And in game number 2 for the middle school varsity, playing in San Antonio, they fall to the Falcons tonight. And so they win their first and go down in their second game. And Dave McKee is cheering on the Thunder again from Michigan, and Kelly Sampson from Kansas. Stella comes set, delivers to McKinney, and McKinney lifts one into left field, where it is caught for the second out. They fire to second, but Johnson is back safely in time. Ball gets past the second baseman, but the first baseman is there to back it up. And so there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for number 64, Ethan Van Zandt. And Van Zandt looks at strike number 1. It was a ball inside to even the count at 1-1. A little bit of mist falling here now. Better chance of rain later in the evening. And Van Zandt sends that one down the first base line foul. And that is strike 3 on Van Zandt. But the Thunder bring 3 across the plate in the bottom of the first to take the lead 3-0 going to the top of the second. All right, so with a little bit of rain falling, We come to the top of the second. Thunder leading 3-0. Sluggers with the runner on first. Let me hold that. And so defensively for the Thunder in the second inning, it's Thomas Van Zant pitching, Jake Shepard catching, Ethan Van Zant at first, Nathan Lindblad at second, Diego Bracera at third, and Josh Johnson at short. Runner breaks for second. Throw by Shepard, gets away from Lindblad, and the runner is safe. In the outfield, Will Brown, number 5, is in left. Andrew Wood is in center. And Thomas McKinney, number 34, is in right. Number 11 is the batter for the Sluggers. And there's a brief timeout as the runner on second ties his shoe. And that pitch is bounced in there. Shepard blocks it nicely. Two and two the count. And that pitch is inside, scored it down the first base line. Ethan Van Zandt will pick it up and step on first for the out. The runner does advance to third. And the Sluggers have a runner 90 feet from home with one out. Pitch just misses, low from Van Zandt. A swing and a miss. And once again, we want to thank our volunteers helping with the broadcast tonight. We have Josh Sampson as our remote camera operator. And we have Becca Van Zandt at the controls here behind home plate. That one is sliced foul. One and two on the batter with one out on top of the second. And he gets the batter looking with a pitch over the outside corner. Two outs for the Thunder as they try to prevent this runner at third from scoring. Number 12 for the Sluggers is the batter. And right across the plate for strike number one. If you got anybody on Facebook, they can actually watch us right now. If they find the West Houston Thunder on Facebook, they can watch us. And That is called strike number 2. Looked a bit high, but Van Zant won't complain about that one. And Van Zant keeps that one low, trying to get the batter to chase. We're in the top of the second. Runner on third. 2 outs, and the count is 1-2. And that's fouled straight back into the fence. A little slight, steady light rain here. Temperature still mild. Probably lower 70s about now. And just off that corner. Van Zant comes set. And delivers outside. Ball 3. And the payoff pitch, little dribbler back to Van Zant. He will fire to first, but pulls the first baseman off the bag, allowing the runner to get on board safely, and plate number 5 for the Sluggers' first run of the game. Thunder have struggled early in the season with errors. Haven't really been blown out of any game, but given up far too many runs on preventable plays. That one is just off the outside corner for ball 1. Number 33 is the batter for the Sluggers. Score is 3-1, 2 outs in the top of the second. And big swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. And that one's fouled straight back. And we want to thank Larry and Kelly Sampson, who are watching us tonight from Kansas, for sponsoring the broadcast. And Thomas gets him to swing on the outside pitch for the third out. But the Sluggers get 1 in the top of the second to bring the score to 3-1. And fans, as I was saying, we want to thank Larry and Kelly Sampson for making a donation, making these broadcasts possible. And if you would like to help us, simply go to our homepage at www.westhoustonthunder.org. Find the donate button on the right-hand side of the screen, and we would appreciate it. Number 6, Jake Shepard, will lead us off in the bottom of the second. Thunder took a 3-0 lead in the first inning, and the Sluggers came back to post 1 in the top of the second. And that's where we are now. Score is 3-1 Thunder. Well, that one is fouled straight back. And you too can be a cameraman here on the Thunder Channel. We take all volunteers. Shepard fouls that one off. And Shepard is rung up on that outside corner pitch for the first out here in the bottom of the second. Fans, if you weren't here for the first game of the evening or weren't able to tune in at the beginning of the broadcast, you missed a treat as the Super Singers, a homeschool singing group, sang the anthem. That is inside on Bracera. And a homeschool Boy Scout troop from Katy presented the colors for us. Low for ball 2. That is high, brings the count to 3-0. And that's a 4-pitch walk for Diego Bracera. So with 1 out, the Thunder have a runner on first. And leadoff hitter number 33, Nathan Lindblade, at the plate. That is low for ball 1 on Lindblade. Bracera gets his lead at first. And that is a high pitch for ball 2. Catcher throws down to first, not in time. And that is a ball low. And a high strike called on Lindblade. 3-1 the count. And that is ball 4 outside. And so after a leadoff strikeout on a questionable call, the Thunder put their next 2 batters on the bases. For number 5, Will Brown. We'll do it after the inning's over. That's an inside pitch that Brown flares foul in front of the first base dugout. And that outside strike called. 0-2 on Brown with Bracera on second and Lindblade at first. And the pitcher testing the boundaries of the strike zone, trying to expand it. And right down the center, that Brown fouls back, staying alive at 1-2. And pitcher comes set and delivers. And once again, Brown fouls it off. Brown certainly capable of driving the ball a long way and would like to do that right here with runners at first and second. And that's 2-2. And a little dribbler in front of the plate. Catcher appeared to pull the first baseman off the bag, but he's ruled that he kept his foot on to record the second out. Runners advance to second and third. And number 51, Andrew Wood, will come to the plate. And so it's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Andrew Wood, the batter, with runners at second and third. Ball low. Thunder certainly would like to bring in a couple more runs to pad their 3-1 lead. And that's strike one. So the count is 1-1 on Wood. And Wood swings through that one, bringing the count to 1-2. And Wood watches strike three. So the Thunder get 2 runners on base, but are unable to bring them across. We go to the top of the third, 3-1 Thunder. And so after some adjustments to our equipment, we are in the top of the third. Sluggers have a runner on first. Van Zandt fires to first, and the runner is back in time. No defensive changes for the Thunder. Runner goes. Shepard fires to second. Not in time. Van Zandt comes set. Batter shows bunt. Wild pitch will allow the runner to take third. And that's low for ball four. Sluggers with runners at the corners. And Britt Thomas is watching us on Facebook. Glad to have you. And runner goes to second. No throw from Shepard. The ball's high for 1-0 count. And I've got it on good authority that Britt is the cousin of pitcher Thomas, first baseman Ethan, and producer Becca Van Zandt. And that one is lined into left center field. Throw by Brown is above catcher Shepard's head. Both runners score on the 2 RBI double. And so that'll tie the game at 3. And we are in the top of the third. The score is tied 3-3. And Roy Young asks if our younger Thunder players also play on a travel team. And the pitch by Van Zandt. And that is hit to shortstop, who will fire to third. Bracero will make the tag for the force out. Not the force out, excuse me. And so that was Johnson to Bracera to get the lead runner at third for the second out. And Roy, to answer your question, the Thunder high school teams, varsity and JV, play in and around Houston and generally make one trip to Florida for the Homeschool World Series at the end of April. The middle school varsity team plays most of its games against local private, public, and homeschool teams in and around Houston. That's in their 4 strike. With the exception being This is the third year for the middle school varsity team to travel to San Antonio for a homeschool tournament out there. Otherwise, their games are here in the Houston areas. And that's fouled back. The middle school JV team will play roughly 8 games against homeschool and private school teams before starting a league schedule. And the 2 elementary teams will play a league schedule starting in March. And that's a roller to Johnson at short, is unable to come up with it, and so the runner will be safe at second and the batter safe at first. And number 29 will be the courtesy runner at first for the Sluggers. And here's the pitch, and a little flare to right center field. And Wood is back there to make the catch. That actually traveled fairly well, about 300 feet in right center field. Wood is there to make the catch for out number 2. Turns and fires it into Lindblad at second, preventing the runners from advancing. Good play out there in right center field by Andrew Wood. That is low for ball 1. All right, and a swing and a miss. And that is fouled off. One and 2 the count here in the top of the third with 2 outs. Runners at first and second for the Sluggers. That is high for ball 2. And that is outside, but called strike 3 for the third out. And so the Sluggers tie it up in the top of the third. We head to the bottom, 3-3. And pitcher Thomas Van Zant looks at an inside pitch for strike 1. Fans want to remind you that tomorrow the Thunder will be playing the 2 teams from San Antonio, playing the Patriots at 1:30 and the Wolverines following at 3:45. That is outside for a ball. We invite you to join us here at Baseball USA for those two games. There is a fee to enter, $5 per person or $10 per carload. Well worth the price of admission. And big cut by Van Zant. Brings the count to 3-2. And if you're not able to come on out to the ballpark tomorrow, we do plan on... And Van Zant goes down looking on strike 3. We do plan on broadcasting these games tomorrow as well here on Facebook. Shortstop, number 38, Josh Johnson. Johnson had two older brothers that played for the Thunder, DJ and Aaron. That is inside, barely missing. Barely missing the shoulder of Johnson, who turned inside. That was outside for ball 2. 2-0 on Johnson with one out in the bottom of the third. And Johnson hits that one to the third baseman, but he gets through him, gets through the shortstop as well. Left fielder will bring it in. And Johnson is aboard with a single. So a one-out single by Johnson will bring number 34, Thomas Van Zant, to the plate. And McKinney fouls off that outside corner pitch. Probably rightly deciding that that would have been called a strike anyway, as it has been the whole game. And McKinney slaps that one to right field. And so Johnson will take second on that single by McKinney. So after the leadoff batter went down looking, the Thunder get their next two batters on base for number 64, Ethan Van Zant. Pitcher looks at the runner at second, then delivers. And a swing and a miss by Van Zant. And Van Zant lifts that one to right field. Right fielder goes back and makes the catch. Johnson had taken off for third, so no chance to tag up on that play. And so that's 2 outs on the Thunder. The batter will be number 6, Jake Shepard. And the first pitch, Shepard fouls off. The Thunder trying to retake the lead. And that one's back into the fence as well. And a little dribbler goes foul. That ball went down the dirt along the third base line, hit the grass line, started to come back towards fair territory. Of course, would have been in play if it had crossed the line back into fair territory. But the third baseman picks it up in foul territory, and so it results in a dead ball. Johnson with a big lead at second. Pitch is outside. Johnson working the pitcher and the catcher a bit. And that's ball low. 2-2 is the count on Shepard. And that ball bounces in the dirt. Johnson, who is already almost halfway to third, keeps going and takes third without a throw. Full count on Shepard. Johnson on third and McKinney on first. And Shepard hits that one a long way down the left field line. Left fielder dives for it but is not able to come up with it. Johnson scores from third, McKinney scores from first, and Shepard slides into third with a 2 RBI triple, bringing the Thunder's lead to 5-3. And so a nice at-bat by Shepard is rewarded with 2 RBIs. And number 73, Ethan Scott, will come in to run for Shepard with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Certainly a big clutch 2-out hit by Shepard, just what the Thunder needed. And that's ball high on number 24, Diego Becerra. That is a ball on the just off the outside corner. And Becerra slaps that one past the shortstop, bringing in Ethan Scott from third. So 3 runs in the first and 3 runs here in the bottom of the third brings the Thunder's lead to 6-3. And that is a ball low on Lindblade. And a strike called. Still 2 outs. Lindblade the batter and Becerra at first. It's a ball high. And that pitch is outside. Catcher picks it up and fires to first. Becerra's back safely. And here's the pitch. Lindblad thought about it, but holds up. It's called strike two. And that one comes up high inside, and Lindblad fouls that one back over the fence. No play. And Becerra breaks for second. Lindblad fouls it off. And Lindblad is rung up on that outside pitch. It's consistently been called all night. By the third inning, the batters shouldn't be surprised at that. May not agree with it, but shouldn't be surprised. So the Thunder score 3 runs in the bottom of the third. We go to the fourth. The score Thunder 6, Texas Sluggers 3. Top of the fourth inning. The score is Thunder 6 and the Sluggers 3. Thomas Van Zandt still on the mound for the Thunder. And that's low for ball one. The batter is number 22, Matt Haas, for the Sluggers. And time is called. Ball low. 2-0 in Haas. And that one is hit sharply to third baseman Becerra. Bounces off his leg into foul territory. No play at first, but the runner stays at first. Ball kicked away from Becerra, but not far enough to allow the runner to turn towards second. And so number 33, Jacob Graham, will be the batter with a runner on first. And that was ball one, low. And the umpire says Graham checked his swing. So it is 2-0 on Graham. And so Coach Cheo Howdiges comes out to the mound to talk with Van Zandt and catcher Jake Shepard. Howdiges definitely not wanting to give up the lead that they just reclaimed. And putting the leadoff runner on first is oftentimes difficult to work out of.
Come on, Jake.
And Jeannie Tate is watching us on Facebook. Good to see you, Jeannie. Jeannie's been a supporter of the Thunder for a long time. Yeah, swing and a miss by Graham. Brings a count to 1-2. And Jeannie, certainly hope you all are doing well tonight. Thank you for tuning in. And that's ball low. Graham will take first on a walk. Throw from the catcher to second. Doesn't matter. And for the Sluggers, number 3, Chase Allerton will be the batter with no outs in the top of the 4th. Runners at first and second. And Allerton showed bunt. And perhaps that is what caused Van Zandt to balk. And so the runners go to second and third. No outs. Thunder really need to get an out here. And that hits the outside corner for ball 1. Strike 1. And a swing and a miss by Allerton. 0-2. And Allerton goes down. Swing and a miss. And that's what the Thunder needed. An out without the ball being put into play. Number 1, David Paulsel, will be the batter for the Sluggers. 1 out. Runners still at second and third. And that is fouled out of play. And Paulsel delivers with a line drive right up the middle. Runner from third will score. Wood fires in from center, preventing the runner at third from scoring. But it's an RBI double for Paulsel, bringing the score to 4-3. And so Coach Cheo Howdigi will come to the mound again, meaning that Thomas Van Zandt will be required to give way to center fielder Andrew Wood. Wood, a junior from Katy, will take the mound, looking to limit the damage here in the top of the 4th. And so Andrew Wood is the pitcher for the Thunder. And that is called strike one on the outside corner. And that is strike two. That looked more than a little bit off the plate, but called strike two. That pitch gets away from the catcher. And so on that crazy play, throw from Shepard to second, goes into center field. Throw back from center field to Shepard at home is not in time. He fires then to Bracera at third to get the runner out there for out number two. But the Sluggers get another run here in the top of the fourth, bringing the score to 6-5. And that's a swing and a miss for out number three. Number 5, Will Brown, will lead it off for the Thunder in the bottom of the fourth. And he looks at strike one. And that's ball one. 1-1 on Brown. And Coach Joe McDonald is watching from San Antonio. And that is outside for a ball. That rain earlier in the night seems to have caused problems for pitchers and catchers. Ball slipping out of their hands quite a bit. And Brown liked that one, but fouled it off. And Brown, with good plate discipline, watches that one. And that one is outside for ball three. 3-2 on Brown. And that is head level on Brown. So he trots down to first. And fans, if you're listening, obviously you're on Facebook, but if you're also on Instagram, you can follow us at hashtag WHThunder. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search for West Houston Thunder. That's ball outside for ball one. Brown gets his lead at first. Pitcher looks over. Delivers home in the dirt. Catcher keeps it close by, preventing Brown from taking second. And the pitcher turns in, fires over to first, Brown back. Plenty of time. Pitcher just kind of lobbed it over there, not a serious threat to get Brown. Comes home, called a strike, but the ball gets past the catcher, allowing Brown to take second. Once again, another passed ball, allowing a runner to advance. And ball low on Wood. Brown sitting at 3-0 with Brown on second. And pitcher spins, looking to catch Brown off the base, but nobody was there covering. And that is ball 4 low. And Wood will take first on the walk. So the Thunder have something going here in the bottom of the fourth. And the batter will be number 32, Thomas Van Zant. And Thomas, along with Josh McDonald and Will Brown and Nathan Lindblade, are the senior class for the Thunder this year. Van Zant shows bunt. First base crashes. Ball pitch is inside for a ball. And that is strike one. 1-1 the count on Van Zant. And that is high. So Thomas will look at 2-1. And Van Zant swings through that one, evening the count at 2. And Van Zant goes down on that inside strike. Shortstop Josh Johnson will come up. Brown at second and Wood at first. And Brown takes the first pitch and hits a lazy fly to right field. Brown will tag, slide into third. And he got under the tag. Close play, but he was in there safely. And so that's out number 2. Runners at third and first. And here's the pitch. Runner goes to second, trying to draw a throw. Sluggers want no part of that, so they let Wood dance around before taking second, not wanting to risk Brown coming in from third. So 2 outs with runners at second and third. And Thomas McKinney is the batter. And here's the pitch. Head level. McKinney with that nice base hit into right field earlier in the game. Would like to do the same thing here. But he swings through that one for strike 3. And so the Thunder get 2 runners on with no one out, but are unable to get them across the plate. So we go to the top of the 5th with the Texas Sluggers trailing the West Houston Thunder 6-5. And for the Sluggers here in the top of the 5th, it's number 10, Brad Holdren. And Wood delivers high for ball 1. And Holden swings at that one, evens the count at 1-1. Has a ball low by pitcher Andrew Wood. Brings the count to 2-1. To leadoff batter in the top of the 5th. And Wood gets that call on a pitch high. And fans, give us your feedback. Let us know which camera angles work the best for you. Have this ball low. And give us any other feedback that you have so that we can continually improve our broadcast for you. And another ball low will give the leadoff batter Holdren first base. And that'll bring up number 15, A.J. Stella. Stella started the game on the mound for the Sluggers. 6-5 Thunder over the Sluggers. No outs, runner on first in the top of the 5th inning. It's a pitch by Wood, called a strike. And that is called low. And the umpire entertaining the fans by doing a headstand in the infield. Not sure what that was about. Pitch high from Wood. And the Thunder middle school varsity team playing in San Antonio is together watching this game. That pitch is outside by Wood. Shepard is able to get a glove on it, but squirts away from him. Hustles to get it, preventing the runner from advancing. Of course, as we mentioned, the middle school varsity team opened their tournament earlier tonight with a nice victory before falling in the second game. And we'll be cheering them on tomorrow as they continue playing. We appreciate them tuning in and watching this game and hope they know that we'll be cheering them on tomorrow. That is high and inside. And so 2 walks for the Sluggers here in the top of the 5th, but runners on first and second with no outs. And there'll be a mound visit by Coach Cheo Howdigi. And it looks like a pitching change will be made as Cam Sampson comes out to take the ball. So the umpire lets Sampson know the situation. No outs. The top of the 5th inning. Runners at first and second. And batter shows bunt. Pitch is outside. It's away from Shepard, the catcher, and the runners advance to second and third. Here's the pitch by Sampson. It's popped up into foul territory. Shepard chases. And Bracera chases. And so no play is made. And so Coach Howdy comes out to argue because the players on the bench complained about Coach Howdy complaining about the bench yelling towards the Thunder players saying, "I got it, I got it, I got it," causing them to pull back from trying to catch the ball in foul territory. Initially ruled a foul ball. After arguing, the crew chief does in fact call the batter out. And so a big out for the Thunder as they record 1 out. Runners still at first and second. Thunder leads 6-5. And Sampson delivers for strike 1. And that one's hit into center field, allowing the runner from third to score. Throw from Wood in center goes to Johnson at second. Runner holds up at third. And the game is tied 6-6 with runners at the corners for the Sluggers. And so a quick visit between pitcher Sampson and catcher Shepard. And that'll bring up number 22, Matt Haas. Runner at first takes off for second. And so the runner from third will score on the overthrow at first. And the batter ends up on first, with the runner on first only taking second. And so the Sluggers take a 7-6 lead over the Thunder here in the top of the fifth. That one is hit sharply past the first baseman. And the Sluggers played another one on the single. And so the Thunder, with one out, have surrendered 3 runs here in the top of the fifth and have also surrendered the lead. That is a ball outside by Sampson. Thunder need to record a couple outs and then come up in the bottom of the inning to try to retake the lead. Ball outside. And that's a double play ball. They are unable to get the out at second, as the low toss is not handled by Lindblad. And so once again the errors cause big damage for the Thunder. That certainly was a tailor-made double play ball. Thunder should have been out of the inning right there, but the bases are loaded. Foul ball on the batter. That is a ball low and outside. Corners are in on the grass, needing to prevent the runner at third from scoring. And the throw from Sampson home is off the mark as the runner scores. So the Thunder with 3 in the first and 3 in the third, but the Sluggers with 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 4 in the fifth. And so we sit in the top of the fifth with the Sluggers 9 and the Thunder 6. Base is still loaded for the Sluggers with 1 out. Ball low. It's a ball inside, 2-0. Ball outside, mishandled by the catcher. Runner is safe at home. Ball gets past the pitcher, Sampson. It's backed up by the first baseman, Van Zant. And that one will drop in center field, scoring 1 run. Throw by Wood is handled by Van Zant by the mound. And so Coach Howdeggy will visit Sampson on the mound. And so Sampson will exit the game, yielding to number 33, Nathan Lindblade. And so the pitcher is Nathan Lindblade, the third pitcher of the inning for the Thunder. Runners at first and third. Runner at first takes second. And that's on the outside corner for a strike. And that is outside. And that is ball 4. We'll once again load the bases for the Sluggers. Defensively for the Thunder, Becerra moves to second, and Thomas Van Zant is at third. Johnson at short. Ethan Van Zant at first. Will Brown in left. Andrew Wood in center. And that looks like Ethan Scott in right. And that's fouled straight back. And that is 3-0 on the batter. And that's a swing and a miss. Correction, that was 2 strikes on the batter. So that is 2 outs in an inning that should have been over about 5 batters ago. 2 outs, bases still loaded. And he calls an outside strike. 0-1. That ball gets by the catcher. Catcher jogs back, allowing the runner from third to score, the other runners to advance. That brings the score to 12-6 Sluggers. And that's a swing and a miss. That is strike 3. Shepard drops it but fires to Van Zandt at first for the third out. Well, quite the turn of events in the top of the 5th inning as the Thunder surrenders 7 runs to the Sluggers. What started as a 6-5 lead going into the inning is now 12-6, and the Thunder are down to their last 3 outs. Number 64, first baseman Ethan Van Zandt will lead it off for the Thunder. Every batter crucial here for the Thunder in the bottom of the last inning. As low and inside for ball 1. Catcher Jake Shepard is on deck. That is high and inside for ball 2. And that one hits the outside corner for strike 1. Inside, 3-1 the count. And that one is over the catcher's mitt. Ball 4 for Van Zandt. Leadoff runner on base. Shepard steps in the box. Van Zandt gets his lead at first. And that pitch is outside. Ball was outside, but called a strike. 0-1 on Shepard. Has a ball low. And Shepard pops that one up into foul territory. First baseman isn't able to make the play. And that is a ball high. Ball low. Brings the count full to 3-2. And Shepard fouls that one straight back. And a pitch up in the zone that Shepard fouls back. Thunder can't afford to be called out on a close strike, so Shepard up there battling. And that is outside for ball 4. So a good at bat for Shepard, giving the Thunder runners at first and second to start the bottom of the 5th. Number 24, Diego Bracera, is the batter. Pitcher looking at the runner at second, then delivers. That one's past the catcher. Bounces towards the first base dugout. Both runners advance. So the Thunder with runners at second and third. No outs. Bracera the batter. Again, ball high. Pitcher really struggling here. And that's ball 3 high. And that's ball 4 low. So Bracera gladly takes first base, loading the bases for the Thunder. And we're back to the top of the order for Nathan Lindblade. But not before a mound visit by the Sluggers manager. And let's see if we have a pitching change. Sluggers still up by 6 runs. Plenty of room to work with, can give away a couple runs in exchange for outs. But the pitcher has to get it over the plate and get the ball in play. So no pitching change for the Sluggers. Bases loaded. Lindblade is the batter. And he watches strike 1. And that outside pitch is called a strike. 0-2 on Lindblade. Will Brown is on deck. And that one was close enough that Lindblade had to swing. Fouls that one back. Here's the pitch. And that's ball high. Lindblade lays off. And so the count is 1-2. And Lindblade hit a little flare to shortstop. with good range, chases it down, makes a catch, fires to second, but not in time to double up the runner. And so there is one down for the Thunder. Base is still loaded for Will Brown. And strike one called on the outside. And that might have been the pitch most off the plate called a strike tonight. 0-2 on Brown. Batters on both sides have gotten that call. And that's right down the middle for strike three. And the Thunder are down to their last out. Still trailing 12-6. Runners on every bag. And Andrew Wood is the batter. That is outside for a ball. And strike one on Wood. And the pitcher steps off the plate. Van Zandt at third, Shepard at second, and Bracera at first. And that's a grounder to second base, who will throw to first for the final out of the inning and the final out of the game. And just like that, the Thunder fall to the Texas Sluggers by a final score of 12-6. And so the game started well for the Thunder, where they put up 3 runs in the bottom of the first, take a 3-0 lead. Scoreless second brought us to the third, where each team scored 3. 2 in the top of the fourth for the Sluggers. Meant they were only trailing 6-5 heading into the fifth, but that's where the damage was done, as the Sluggers put up 7 runs in the top of the fifth. Thunder load the bases in the bottom of the fifth with no outs, but were unable to score any runs. And so they fall to the Texas Sluggers 12-6. We thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. And we wish good luck to the middle school varsity team out in San Antonio as they play tomorrow morning. And as always, we say goodnight and roll Thunder.